Today I'm gonna walk you through a quick review of the dynasties we studied this quarter, from the Han all the way to the Qing. So the Han dynasty was when China really started blending big ideas together. They combined like Confucianism with Taoism and Yin-Yang thinking. This was called the Han synthesis. A scholar named Dong Zhongshu made Confucianism the main way to run the government and schools. This is also the way they started the civil service system. People took tests to work for the government. And then later a guy named Wang Mang took over and made his own short dynasty, but it didn't last long. The Han eventually fell because of court fights, rebellions, and power warlords. And then we're moving to the Three Kingdoms and then the Qing dynasty. After the Han collapse, China split into three kingdoms, Wei, Shu, and Wu. They all fought to control the land. The Battle of Red Cliffs was a super famous one. It stopped one guy from taking over everything. Then came the Qing dynasty. They eventually reunited China for a bit in the year 280, but internal fights and the invasions brought them down. After that, we moved to the age of division and then the northern and southern dynasties. China was split again. Northern and the southern parts had their own rulers, but it was also a cool time for culture. People were really into philosophy like Taoism and metaphysics. Buddhism also got big, and the monks translated important texts. One group, called the Seven Sages of the Bamboo Grove, just wanted to enjoy life, write poetry, and escape all the drama in the government. Then later on, we're going to the Sui dynasty. The Sui dynasty brought China back together. Emperor Wen built the Grand Canal, which helped move like stuff between the north and south. They also restarted the exam system to choose officials, but they tried to do so much, especially fighting Korea, and people got fed up, so the dynasty collapsed really fast. Then we're going to the Tang dynasty. The Tang dynasty was like a golden age. Tang Daizong and Wu Zetian were powerful leaders. Wu Zetian was like the only woman to rule as emperor. Poetry and the arts and the trade are all like developed really fast. Chang'an was like the capital, was full of people from all over the world. But later on, things fell apart like because of rebellions and warlords, weakened the dynasty too. So it just ends really fast, especially because of like the Anshi Zhuan. And then we're going to the five dynasties. Then we're going to the five dynasties and 10 kingdoms. After the Tang fell, China was broken up again. The north had five fast-changing dynasties, and the south had like 10 kingdoms. It was really messy, but the culture was still keep growing. People didn't stop writing or creating during this time period. After that, the Song dynasty was like really focused on education and then the civil service. Scholars were more important than soldiers. They made like a lot of progress while with writing and then printing and painting and poetry. Neo Confucianism was a big idea during this time too, but in the end, the north was taken by the Jin, and the south was taken by the Mongols, so it caused it to fail after that. Then we're moving to the Yuan dynasty. The Yuan dynasty was started by Kublai Khan, the Mongols. It was the first time non-Han people ruling all of China. They brought back the exam system, but people were like ranked by ethnicities, which was not fair at that time period. Even though art, science, and the government continued to develop during this time period, but it was not because of the um, unfairness of the ethnicities. was not going well at the end. And then we're going to move into the Ming Dynasty, which was started by Zhu Yuanzhang, who kicked out of the Mongolians. They made a strong government and helped farmers. They also sent out Zheng He on big sea voyages. The Ming built the Forbidden City and wrote awesome books and then the government was like super organized. But later on, things started to go downhill. The Qing dynasty was the last one. It started by the Manchus. They used something called the eight-banner system to control the army. Emperors like Kangxi and Qianlong made the empire huge and supported the arts. But later on, they had to deal like a lot of problems like foreign wars, rebellions, and the people demanding changes. So the dynasty ended and China became a republic after that.